somewhere, you black everywhere. And for the most part, we do think the same. I mean,
Right,
you're down there
exactly.
in
That's
North
what I'm
Carolina,
talking
but
about.
they still folk. They
Right.
still folk with the same kind of
Yeah.
concerns.
Right.
So it's going to be relevant no matter where you are. I agree with
Right.
that
And I know
100%.
I live like my actual neighborhood is mixed, right?
Mm.
But where the barbershop and all that down there
You go to
is
the hood,
I'm right, right, right.
right?
And
What
it's
part of the
like
city is that? Where is that?
it's in Clayton. It's in
Oh,
Clayton
Clayton.
right
Okay,
off of
okay,
70, but that's where all the brothers go to,
right.
you know what I mean? That's where they go to get their cut. And you know how barbershops is.
It's the
That's like
same everywhere. It's the
yeah,
same
you know
everywhere.
what I mean? They
Yeah,
talking about the same stuff. It's the
right.
same. I could pick that barbershop up and sit it in Philly,
Sit it anywhere, right?
and it's
They
the
might have a
same
different
shit.
accent, and they
Yeah,
talking about a
yeah,
different
right,
football team,
right,
and they talking
yeah.
about a different football team. But when it
But
comes to issues, it's the same stuff.
when it's come to black issues, every it's the same across the board. I don't
Right,
care where you at. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
True, true, true.
All right,
All right.
everybody. We got in. Me and Stace got into busting it up, and we forgot we was on the air. All right, so welcome to Real Brothers Live. I'm TL, and that's my man Stace, and
Yo,
we are Real Brothers. And welcome to our digital neighborhood. We got some good topics for y'all tonight. And hey Stace, why don't you let us know what we're working with tonight?
all right. What's up, everybody? Like Nike said, welcome to the Real Brothers of the Real World, the digital neighborhood. As I run through the topics, which is customary, Terry's going to put the link out, and we hope that you'll click on the link. And when we hit the topic that you're interested in, or if you have input, we hope that you'll click on the link and join us on the air. We got a couple times. Oh, first of all, I think Guy had a little change up in the schedule, so he won't be joining us today. So we're gonna keep things rolling. So we got a couple good topics here, and I'm gonna run through them. We got I changed it. Now hold up.
You
All
changed
right,
what?
I was reading the other stuff.
Oh, yeah, whatever
Yeah,
you got, man. Whatever's
yeah,
good,
yeah.
whatever's
All
clever.
right, we got how should society respond to smash and grab?
Yeah.
Is slavery 2.0 even possible? We got is begging for equality beneath us? And what was the last one, Like?
What would be acceptable for reparations?
Okay, all right. So we're gonna run through those, and like I said, evening, nice. Oh, hey, nice. How you doing? We're gonna run through those, and like I said, please click on the link and join us as we run through these topics. All right, Nike. Where you want to start, man? Where we going first?
Um, I
Oh,
think.
random. Oh, random.
Oh yeah, you
I
got a
do have one.
random. All right, what's your
Random. I
random?
do. I do. All right. This one here, we talked about it the other day, but we weren't able to make it a topic because we weren't sure how to introduce the topic and the way to talk about it. So, what I really would like to see um, is a response from a female, and this is the question. This is the question, Like,
Mhm.
do men truly realize what we get from women? Do men truly realize the benefit that we get from women in general? And I'm not only talking about physical. Do we truly realize what we gather from them?
It
What
all.
do you think about that, Night? Go ahead.
I think it all. First, we can't put all men in one category.
True.
That's first. But for the men that I think that you were referring to, I don't think they do realize how much a woman brings to the table. A woman, there's nothing more powerful than a woman. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, what's that saying? Behind every great man is a great woman. I believe that, man. I honestly believe that. I mean, not that everybody's married, and not that everybody's
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
involved with somebody, but
Mm-hmm.
women bring a lot to the table. And I'm not just talking about physical, not talking about
Physical,
sex
right?
and all that.
Right,
Like they
right,
bring emotional support. They
right,
bring,
right, right,
uh,
right.
you know, well, and it all depends on what type of woman you're dealing with too. So you know, what I mean, you can't put
Now
all
you know
them
what's funny.
women. You can't put all
You know
women
what, Nike?
in the same category. So
And that's interesting. And that's interesting. Now listen to this. Go back to something that you said though. Um, a lot of us don't. And the point for this is that I think that one of the reasons why our young men are where they are is because they don't realize, nor are they seeking out that companionship of a woman. It's like, and you know, and we, as we talked about at this where we are now, what do they call it? Hoes over bros and money
right,
over bees. So it's like we in today's society, it seems like our young men are living for each other. And if you
right.
watch them, even as it
But
spills
there's a
over to the
reason for
smash
that.
and grab,
There's a reason for that.
you what do you mean that like they seek out each other?
They seek out each other. Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Why you said it? What do you mean?
That's why I always say, like, when people are trashing our young people because like they may be violent or they may look at things a certain way. You know what I mean? I think
Mm-hmm.
that we can't continue to do that. We got to try to lift these young people up, even with their faults, even when
Mm,
even when they're doing things that they're not supposed to
absolutely.
do. The thing is, a lot of these young guys out here, they don't know what a woman's love is because they haven't experienced it. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Maybe from their mother, maybe not. You know
right.
what I mean? But a
And
lot of
that's
people,
different. And a mother's love, though, Nike, is different. Like this person put
right?
up here, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I need her intelligence and good centered. And
God
unfortunately,
centered,
God said that?
God centered.
Okay. Oh, God centered. Oh, okay. I don't have my glasses on.
It's a
So
mansion thing.
no, I'm seeing cross-eyed, so I saw two O's. I said good centered. you
All
know.
right, all right.
But it's like it's like it's unfortunate that we don't realize, or a lot of our young men don't realize that they bring that to the table, and we think that the only thing that we get from them is sexual. Because
Right.
like you said, they and I looked it up. I looked it up, like I was because it was profound when it jumped out at me. I was thinking about the whole smash and grab thing. How, if you look at them, it's I was watching one of the videos and they ran in like a wolf pack. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a bunch of dudes all looked the same. It was almost like a prison break, and that image just stuck to me.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's the same image that you see all too often with our young men just hanging out with each other. Now the difference is we did that also,
We ain't
but
never do
at
no
some
smash and
point,
grab.
no. I mean, we hung out with each other as a group,
Right.
but at
But then
some point, night,
we all went on to our girls.
or if we were together and we
Or
saw something that was
right,
nice,
or
I'll
right,
be
right,
right
right,
back. I'm going to
right,
go
right,
sit over here. Or,
right,
or or
right.
when we go to grab a seat at a bar or something, we looking for the space where there are women to engage them. Because like that person said though, that the centeredness of it, they center you and they help
Yeah.
you to
That got to be my man Hugh comment right there. Real
which one?
recognize real water finds its level. That got to be my man Huey.
You
Big
know, I
check.
mean, but it was interesting to me, like I said, to see that image and then to further go on and say that unfortunately I don't think that a lot of us, and not just our young men, a lot of
Right.
us don't realize what that woman does for us. And I'm not really, like I said, I'm not talking about your mom, because that's a different type of love, that's a different
That's
type of
unconditional
attention.
love right there. Right, right.
But also that's not the kind of a adult male balance
That's
where
not a
it's
binding type of love, right? Like a that's not an emotional
emotional.
or
Right,
love
right.
type of. Well,
Correct.
it is love because you
It
know
is.
a son and mom love, but I'm talking about like It's a
Come here.
difference. Yeah,
Everything is gonna
yeah.
be okay, right?
Right,
Just
right,
you
yeah.
know, lay your head. Refuge. It's not the
Right,
refuge type of love. It's
right,
not the
right.
refuge type of energy. Men, we're out here all day uptight and stressed. And
Mhm.
at some point, you need to be able to lay that down somewhere and somebody, for lack of a better word, to absorb that. And that, because that prepares you for the next day. It might be you just sitting next to that person watching the game or something, but it when that's over, you're ready to go out there and take over the world for the next day. Unfortunately, if you don't have that and you don't recognize that you have it, you never get to lay it down.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's unfortunate.
But
It's unfortunate.
it all starts with that love thing, man. You know what I'm saying? If you never experienced
Mm,
real female love
mm.
and affection and
Good evening, Lynette.
interaction and intimacy, you know what I'm saying?
Intimacy, intimacy.
If you never
Right.
really experienced that, then you don't you don't know what you're missing, right? Like what's that saying? You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
If you
Right.
never had it in your life, you don't know
Right.
that, you don't know when it's missing.
And unfortunately, like if because women, and we're all built differently, but women can get that type of bond or intimacy from other women. They can have their
Right.
sister girl day. They can go and hug and hold hands, and then they're okay to go home to their mate or whatever.
Right.
Men don't do that. We
Mhm.
don't. We just don't. Now, we might, and actually, as we get older, we might be a little better at truly expressing ourselves and what we're feeling, not what we're thinking, what we're feeling.
Feeling.
We, as we
Right.
get older, we get better at that. But at a young age, we don't do that. We never talked about what we were feeling at that as young men. We didn't do it. So
Right.
imagine, our young men not realizing that they don't have it and walking around with that pin up energy all day. I think that's why that contributes some to why we find ourselves in this place here.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
that's
think
a
that's
good
natural.
segue that we had a few minutes ago, and I meant to slide into it
What's that?
about how the society deal with smash and grab
Smash
because
and
you had
grab. Oh,
mentioned it
okay. Oh,
before.
nice.
You know what I
Nice
mean?
segue. Right, right, right.
So with the smash and grab. Oh, by while y'all listening, y'all guys with the smash and grab, if y'all got anything good, hit up your man. Hit
Hey,
up
man,
your
hey,
man
Nike, don't be out
CL.
there. Hey, Nike, you better not be receiving stolen goods. I'm gonna be looking behind you on your
No, I
scenery
know
like,
State's
where's
gonna
that
call the
gold chain
cops
come
on you, but
from?
oh yeah, I know State's gonna call the cops. But
Right, right.
the thing is, man, I don't condone it. I don't condone it, but I gotta be like, this is real, brother. So I gotta keep it real, right? I gotta keep it 100.
Absolutely.
People out here hungry, man. People out here starving, and everybody can't get it the same way. So, if and like I said, I'm not condoning it, but I
Mm.
understand. You know what I
So,
mean? I'm not
y- you know,
condoning it, but I understand.
well, first of all, do you think that a lot of them are doing that to buy food to go home and feed their kids? Do you think that's why a lot of them are doing it?
Some of them are. Some of them are.
Some
They're
of them
using
are.
part of that money to eat and
Some of
have
them
their
are.
family eat. Yeah, some of them
But
are.
Nike, but you know what
And
though?
then
See,
some
but
of
you know
them
what, the
are going
Nike.
buying Jordans and keeping up with the Joneses and wasting
Right,
that money.
exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
So
I know about fast money. I
right.
used to
So
get plenty of
and I
fast
was gonna
money,
say
but
that,
fast
but
money
but
don't last. You know
the
what I'm
fast
saying?
money don't last.
Right.
And like the worst part about fast money is that it's not free. It does hurt someone, and there has to be consequences for it. We can't
Well, there
condone
are
it.
consequences for it if you get caught.
Right, right, right. I mean, so the rub becomes that, you know what though? I mean, I can't even sit here and say that I understand it. I do understand it, but
I
to me,
understand because oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do understand it, Nike. But again, as I said one time before, I look at that as the easy way out. It's a cop out.
It is
It's
the
a cop
easy
out.
way out. But it is
Say it
another
again.
thing too. I said it is the easy way out. But if you don't have the tools, if you haven't been given the tools to survive in this fashion, then
Mm.
you have to survive how you can survive, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out and get a job, but everybody don't have the our education system is such that a lot of our people fall through the cracks, right? Because I look at how our schools are funded and
Mm.
how their curriculums, their their the suspension policies, all that type of stuff. That like there's a lot that goes into the smash and grab, right? We're looking at the end result, but there's a lot that happen. Like okay,
To get to that point, but
in a teenager's life, right, or young 20s, whatever. There's a lot that goes on in that person's life before you get to the smash and grab. There's a lot of desperation. There's a lot of panic.
mhm.
Where am I going to get my next dollar from? You know what
but
I'm saying? I'm
I
not
do.
condoning
But
it, but the thing is,
but
there's a systematic issue of why that's occurring.
but Nike. Now I look at what this other person just posted. Some are, but some are doing it for the fun. The same way, and the same applies to cats that are that are just out there. Again, like you said about fast money, there are not too many people out there, Nike. And even when we talk about the education system, you can get a job without a formal education. I see it happen all the time. So
Right, right.
even that is an excuse.
It's
Again,
not
it's
really
the
an
easy
excuse,
way
Stace.
out.
So you talking about look at what minimum wage is, right? And look at what the cost of
Absolutely.
living is. Inflation,
Mm,
minimum wage has not kept up with inflation for the last 30 years.
mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
how do you compensate for making minimum taking minimum wage job and you still trying to live? Some people are
The way we
choosing
used
between
to.
wait. Some people are choosing between filling up their gas tank, to get to work, or am I going to eat and feed my kids?
You
You
know
know what I'm
how we used to
saying?
do it, Nike? You know what we used to do?
Well,
We had two
we
or
used to
three jobs.
hustle. We used to
We
hustle.
we oh, you know what though?
We
Okay,
used to
I'll even go with
hustle.
that. Listen to
We
this though,
used to
Nike.
hustle. Right.
No, but listen to this though. But and you know what we did with that? We took up extra jobs, and Nike. I'll go a step further. Nowadays, you have even less of an excuse because look at what they have available to them that we didn't. If you can get you don't even have to have a car with a driver's license. You can get a car from Uber and make money that way. Are you going to get rich? No. But you know what though? If you have a job and you also driving Uber or doing something like that, you can eke out an existence. So
Who wants to?
again,
But that's the thing, Stace. See, what everybody don't want to just eke out an existence. That's the thing.
so
Some people want to. Some people want to live, man. Some people want to
when you say
live,
you want to live,
but
what do
they
you mean?
don't
They want
have
to live.
some people want to live, but they don't have the tools to do it the way they want to. You know
Well,
what I
when you
mean?
say they want to live, what do you mean? You mean like eat the food on the table?
Nah, I'm talking about they want to
They want stuff.
they want
They
stuff,
want stuff.
right?
Yeah.
They want
See,
stuff.
and well, you know what though, and that's the problem. That's the
That is
problem.
the problem.
So they have
Right.
food, and with that being said, like if you truly fill out the paperwork and you need money or you need food, is that available to you? Yes. You have
Yeah.
different programs. You have food stamps. You have housing vouchers. You have different things different programs that are out there to help you survive with the necessities. But the
Right.
problem is
But guess
we're
what?
fighting and chasing stuff.
Our media system, our
Well,
media
okay.
system tells our young folk that they're not good enough because they don't have this, and this.
True.
And
True.
a lot of people, they subscribe to that. Like
Mhm.
if I don't have the latest and greatest gear that's out, man, I'm if I'm not balling, what am I? I'm a sucker, right?
Well, that's the
And it's
bigger
not like
problem
that,
then. That's
huh?
the bigger problem.
That
So
is the
so
bigger
in other
problem.
words,
That is
like
the bigger
so in
problem.
other words, so in other words, they're chasing stuff. So
Right.
instead of working, now look what this person said. That's what working at Walmart or wherever to make ends meet. And they're right. So if you want more things, you have to work more hours. But to go some and take from someone else, nah, that's not right. I mean, what if somebody ran up in your crib and
It's
and
not
took your
right. It's
TV to
not.
sell it?
Like I said, I
No,
don't
you did
condone
say
it.
you didn't condone it. I got that. I
I don't
got that.
condone that. But
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying is, for one, these jewelry stores that got like, these diamonds, all this shit, they insured. They're not losing out.
True,
They're not losing.
true. No, but Nike, you
So
know what?
I
And
don't.
that's
So in that way, I don't feel sorry for them. I
no,
don't.
but you know what, Nike, but that's not always true. Because listen to this though. Simply the fact that you have insurance doesn't mean that your business is making money. If that were the case, any jewelry stores, they would never go out of business. And they do all the time because they might make more off of each sale, but their expenses are higher and they sell less product.
That ain't
Uh,
got nothing to that has nothing to do with that has nothing to do with the smash and grab. That's on them. If they're not
No, no,
making
no.
money,
But
that's their
no, but,
problem.
but you just said though, it's insured and they're making money, therefore you don't feel sorry for them. And my
No, what I'm
thing is,
saying is
my,
they're
and my
not
thing is,
losing money because they're
no,
insured.
but you do, Nike, you do lose money because again, if you have a if these businesses aren't living on an 80% profit. They're not. A lot of them are living on real slim margins. So any
Right.
loss, and the insurance is not going to fully give them replace everything. And then after that, if they put a claim in, now the insurance rates are going up. So now you even need to sell more in order to keep your doors open. So simply because a business is in business, it doesn't automatically mean that they're making money. So when they run up in Macy's and steal all the fancy things and the high ticket items because it's Macy's and that bag is expensive, yeah, but the margins of retail margins are slim, are
Do
very
you think
slim.
do you think making a Macy's missing those pocketbooks?
Absolutely.
I don't
You
feel
you feel
sorry
that.
for I don't feel sorry for Macy's, not even a single
See,
iota.
but Nike again,
I
but see,
don't,
but Nike,
because
but you know
they
what the trickle
look,
down
man.
is? But Nike, that's why. But remember, Nike, remember during the pandemic, they started doing this during the pandemic. They were going up in the drugstores taking stuff. And you remember what did the drugstore start doing in the hood? They start closing early. Who does that hurt? That hurts us. You know what I mean? If my
I get
neighborhood
that part.
store,
I get
if
that
my
part.
neighborhood store realizes that they keep losing money because people are walking in and walking out with things, I can't put my hands on them because of
Right.
insurance. So now I have to close early or close
All right.
altogether.
So what is the solution? Like we
Yeah,
see what the problem is, right? What's the
right.
solution?
But you know what though? But that's where we started. I mean, how do you handle it? It you know, I mean,
I tell you exactly
is
how
it
we handle it. We have to
okay? Go ahead.
change these guys' lives, man. We have to give them hope. We have to give them good paying jobs. We have to give them a way forward. We got to give them, opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We have to give them a chance. You
Now,
get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
nobody's gonna
Like,
deny. No one's gonna disagree with that. Absolutely, absolutely. But we have an immediate issue, and
we've
one of the
been had
reasons
an
they
immediate issue.
say it again.
We've been had an immediate issue.
I mean, I'm talking about as far as smash and grab. You know,
That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, that guy that doing the smash and grab, he didn't just start. He didn't just walk from his house one day and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna do a smash and grab today. No, there was a lot of circumstances that led up to this dude having the have first of all having the desperation to even do that, to risk going to jail for however many years to even try to pull that off. Like that shows a lot of desperation.
see, you know, at night, I would bet, and of course, neither one of us are there, so we don't know. I would bet that what we said earlier, that it has more to do with them chasing things than out of desperation because they need something to eat. I would bet.
It do. That needs to
I
be
would be.
changed as well. That needs to like I'm saying, that needs to be the whole structure of the thing needs to be changed because we're losing our young people at the rate where we're gonna mess around and our future is gonna be fucked.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because
mhm.
if we keep letting smash and grab go, or don't fix we gotta fix the root of the issue. We only see the end result. We only
Mhm.
see the fallout. We have to
Yeah,
fix
but
we have
Knight,
to fix what's wrong internally.
listen. Agree. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. But one of the biggest problems that I see right now is retention. There are jobs out there. As a whole, also salaries. There was one I saw, but I couldn't read it, so I wasn't sure if we should put it up or not. So take a look at it, Nike, to see if we want to put this one right here. I'm gonna take
Which
it back
one?
down just in case it doesn't make sense.
Be
Maybe
a
it's a
good
troll.
example.
You said that's a good example.
I said no. What did it say? To be a good example? Which one? Which one you talking about?
I'm gonna put it on the screen, but I'm gonna take it down because I can't read it, so I can't. I don't know if
You
it's a
can't
troll or
read it.
not.
Put your
All right, I'm gonna
glasses
take it
on,
down.
man. Stop playing. You about like
All right,
Shice out here.
listen,
All right.
Nike, I agree with you.
True,
I agree with
but
you.
is that what
We
you talking about?
say it again.
You said you
When
put
you
the
said
put the comment up. True, but
uh this one here, I couldn't. That one. You
you see
see,
everything. It all breaks down in front of you. The essence, the air itself, a complex design pulled into the void. You gain momentum, lock forward, only
never
slowing
mind.
to
I don't know
what
what that.
seems.
You know what that means?
Lord.
We
Hey, I
need
want some of that shit you smoking, son,
yo.
or
I
whoever.
think I saw the
What
word
is it?
momentum in
Yeah,
there. I'm like
yeah, like
momentum.
yeah. Give me some of that shit. I
Yo,
want
all
some
right.
of that shit
What was
right
that from
there.
Hydro Hose? Hydro Hose. All right. Okay, we're gonna let that one slide too. Unless you wants to click on the link and get on.
Yeah,
Somebody said
click
stop
on.
making
Come
all these
on and
babies
check
to
us
try to
out, man.
provide.
All
Uh, uh,
right.
ink out of existence. But one of the biggest problems we have now, Nike, the jobs are out there. Now,
Right.
are there jobs that you're going to get rich in? No, but they're opportunities to start,
Right.
and we
Here's
have to
another thing,
start
Stace.
somewhere. Say
Here's
it again.
another thing. Here's another
Mm,
thing. A lot of our young people, due to no fault of their own, some is their fault, but I tend to give my young folks the benefit of the doubt because I was out there like that.
mhm, mhm.
So the thing is, uh, there has to be a way to give them a way forward, give them a self confidence. You know what I mean? And then another thing is too, when you go to fill out a job application, how come it says how come on the application it has to say, are you white? Are you black? Are you Hispanic? What does that matter? If you're able to do the job, why does that even matter?
Well, some
Have
of it
you
is because
wait. Yeah, no. Have you been convicted of a crime?
Mhm.
What's this? What's that? I get that part if you're in like, finance, or
I
if
got it.
you're in, something,
Right,
but not on applications that's just a regular job. Like
right.
who cares?
Well, actually, sometimes they keep that information for statistics because if some of them get money from the government, which a lot of businesses do, they say you have to have a certain amount of minorities, a certain amount of women, a certain amount of name it,
Mhm.
employed there in order to qualify for these programs. So some of it is for statistical purposes.
Right.
And I'll say this, Night, even as it relates to asking about people that have been convicted of a crime, a lot of companies, other than the ones that you mentioned, like finance or something where you might have access to sensitive data, a lot of those are no longer asking or no longer denying people that have had previous records. A lot of them are doing that. A lot of them are
Right.
doing that now. So again, the jobs are out there. They're
It is jobs
and
out there. It is jobs
jobs are
out
out
there.
there.
I'm not saying it's not.
They're
Plenty jobs
yo,
out there.
it's hard to keep some of them. It's hard to keep people employed. They
Right.
come, They work a couple weeks, just stop coming. I mean, it
Right.
won't call, won't do anything.
And
You
I
know,
tell you
so
why that is. That's because a lot of our young folks have never seen what a work ethic is.
now I can see that. I can see
You
that.
understand? So,
I can
so
see that. I
yeah,
can see that.
it's
It's
way
complex.
more than
Right.
just a
Right.
simple,
Right.
there's a lot of I can tell you why all day this stuff
Mm,
happens. But the
mm.
thing is, we need to find solutions. Like us just talking about why it kind of like we like it's all it so and I think that's what the young people think as well.
Mm.
We just it's all talk. Like ain't
No,
nobody
no,
doing
no.
nothing. It's all
I
talk.
disagree with that totally because as you just said though, there are those of us saying, "Come on over here. I'm going to hire you. Keep this job." So no, people are doing stuff as we, there are people out there, which is a good lead in. There are people out there on the streets every day saying, "Come on and vote, young man. Come on, I need you to vote." So that we could put these people in place to help change the system. So there are people out there fighting. There are people out there doing it, and a lot
No,
of
I
them.
know that part. I know it's people out here fighting, but what I'm saying is when it comes to these young people and all they hear is, man, these young people ain't shit.
Well,
You keep hearing that long enough, you're gonna be like, man, fuck that. I'm doing my thing. You know what I
well,
mean?
now,
You have
th-
mhm.
go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no,
I'm
I'm
listening.
just saying.
That's what this other person just put up here. World tells everyone young to adults we are not important if we do not have things, money, cars, jewelry, clothing, etc. It not now, Night. I don't hear now, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I don't hear out there a lot. Our young people ain't crap. I don't hear that. I mean, do you hear a lot of people saying our young people aren't crap, or is it like we're
I
saying
hear a lot
now?
of people saying, man, like this is what I hear a lot. Man, these young boys out here, they all fucked up. They just killing each other, which is true, and I don't condone that.
Right.
But let's get into like we always talking about, like I said, why they're doing it or
Mm,
that the fact that they're doing it, but nobody ever is like, okay, what do we got to do to change this shit so they don't do that, right?
right. Right. Right.
And even if we have to let that, even if we lost a generation, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying, or lost, there's plenty of young kids out here that we need to start getting to, so when they get up of age, you don't have to worry about, you have them already trained up to
right.
do and be the way they're supposed to be. So I'm not saying like I'm willing to help whoever I can help,
Mm,
but who I can't help, I can't worry about that.
mm,
You
mm.
get what I'm saying? Like, and I can't denigrate them by just saying, they ain't shit or
Mm.
they fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, no, no.
You know what I
Now
mean?
I'll say that action or that deed that you did, if it's something bad, I'm gonna say that. Yo, that
Right.
was jacked
Yeah,
up what
yeah,
you did.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Not the person. But that's a good perfect segue, Nike. Perfect segue. When you talk about asking or what people are doing, what the fight that people are in to try to better society, is a perfect segue. And this is to our next one. Is begging for equality beneath us? Is begging for equality beneath us? Um, okay, and the reason why I say that's a good segue because we went from talking about, um, as I just said, there are people out there that are doing things to try to help the youth. Um, so again,
Right.
there are people out there fighting
And my
for
heart go, kudos to them dudes, man. Like I'm not. First of all, I don't want. I didn't. Let me just explain the question. I didn't
you
want
tell me
to.
the topic. The topic.
Yeah, the topic. I'm gonna put that up there too, because I didn't want to offend anybody by saying this top by wording this topic the way we did, but we
Right.
thought that it would get the most effect if we kept it the way we kept it,
Right. Right.
because because it's just that I feel, and this is my personal belief, not begging. I don't think that we're begging, but when we keep asking for something over and over and over and over for over 100 years, marching, protesting, you know, crying, everything. When is enough enough? Like, when are we going to say, all right, you know, fuck that protesting. We're going to take matters into our own hands. We need to do this. We need to, if we want our reparations, we have to do like the Indians did, or we have to do like the Jewish people did, or we have to do like the Japanese people did. All these people got reparations. Why haven't black folks got reparations?
Now,
Right?
okay, let me ask you. Go ahead, Mike. Finish the thought. My fault.
Even with the Indians, right? So they're in the Constitution. Black folks are in the Constitution. Neither one of the only these two folks are mentioned in the Constitution, right?
Mm.
But Indians, they got over 300 sovereign nations. We don't have not even one. They got the reparations because their land was stolen and their people were killed. And the land was used to profit the people who came over and took it, right? So
Right.
that's how they gained their wealth, right?
Right.
Their generational wealth. So they had that. Black people never got a chance to have generational wealth. We started from
Zero. Beneath
we started
zero.
from zero. We started from
Now-
less than zero.
Less than zero, right? Now, at least in this country. But now, okay, Nike, you said asking for something time and time and time and time again. Asking for something time and time and time and time again. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So so when you say begging, is that what you mean by begging? Is that where that term comes
I don't
from?
mean actually begging, but I'm not the type of person that's gonna keep asking. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
so my thing is, there was a time and place when marching and protesting had his heyday, right? When we were trying to make people aware of the injustices that were happening to our people, making people aware of the opportunities that we're not given, trying to make people aware of the oppression that's going on. So we have told everybody who will listen what our issue is. So our issue is well known, well documented, everything. But
Right.
the thing is, nobody for the last 200 years has did anything but they haven't given us what we've been asking for. We've been asking for reparations. We've been asking for equality. We've been asking for equal justice. We've been asking for equal opportunity, equal housing.
But listen, everything that you rattled off, Nike, we've made slow and small and short progress on everything you rattled off. You said equal justice. More than 60 years ago, we were sitting on the back of the bus. We're no longer sitting on the back of the bus. Is that some form?
I guess
is that
we
a
good
slight?
now. I guess we good now.
No. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that, Nike, everything that you mentioned before, they could say you a white person and black folks couldn't work at this job, right? They would say that. That's against the law to say that now, because people marched, people fought, and now they have what is it when they have percentages? You know what I'm talking about? When they have would you have to have a certain percentage of people, minorities, working in your organization? Part of what I think, and this kind of spills into the conversation we had the other day. I think part of the issue when someone thinks that night, when someone takes the position that people are out here begging and nothing is happening, I think it has more to do with the fact that they don't know what's going on. If they're not in the streets every day, like, there are meetings happening in people's basements daily. People coming together, strategizing, planning meetings, having fundraisers, doing different things, preparing for marches. Those things happen daily. But if you're not if you're not in the street or not in the area where those things are happening, you won't know about them. So
But
my take on that,
I'm in my own area. I do see stuff that's happening. But I say the same thing here. I say the
see,
same
but
thing when I'm in the shop and everything. Like, look, that's only gonna take us so far. And we've been doing this, like, okay. My point, this is my point. I have nothing against marching and protesting. If you want to march and protest, go for it. The only thing I'm saying is that we've done the marching and protesting. They are aware of the situation. They are aware of what we're marching and protesting for. What I'm saying is that we need a different direction. We need a different way to we just
okay.
need a different strategy.
I
A
think
different
this is what
strategy.
this person said. Why ask the question, what are you going to do? Instead, tell what you've done since you don't believe marching and protesting are effective. Doing something is far greater than doing absolutely nothing. That goes to when we talk about what I always
What you
talk
mean?
about.
What I've done?
No,
What
no,
it
no.
saying?
It said,
Instead,
and
tell us what
that's gonna
you've
lead
done
into.
since you don't believe in marching and protesting are
But
effective.
Nike,
I've marched and
that's
protest. I
no, no, no.
marched and
But listen
protest,
to this though.
but I'm tired
That's
of
gonna
marching
lead.
and protesting.
Okay, so then what do you when you said take matters into their own hands? What does that look like? What do you mean by that?
What we need, what okay. So what people don't seem to want to understand is there is already two Americas. People don't want to believe that, but there's already two Americas.
Okay, so you say that to say what?
There's there's an America for the haves and there's an America for the have-nots, right? Our people are in that group with the have-nots. Do you know that white people own more than 90% of all
But the
the wealth
question
in the
is like,
United States?
no,
No, no,
the
no, no. Wait,
question
wait.
is
Yeah,
okay,
all right.
okay.
Go ahead. What's the question?
The question was when you say take matters into your own hands, what does that mean? Because I believe
I
in
was just
those
about
people
to
that are
tell you,
out.
but you stopped me.
Let me
You
finish
cut me
this.
off.
I okay. I believe that the answer, as I've always said, it is still marching. It is still protesting. It's voting. It's doing all of those things. But when you say take matters in your own hand, because the time or the era of marching and protesting is not making a difference anymore. What are you suggesting when you say take matters into your own hand?
I think that we need to, first of all, we need to apply for reparations. That's first of all.
So, but it's
Like, so
asking for
we need
something.
to,
You said
we,
asking for something. Asking for
no, no,
something.
no,
I mean,
no, no,
you.
no,
But
no,
then
no, no,
that's
no.
it.
That's not
Okay, go
asking.
ahead.
No, it's not
Okay,
asking. I'm
it's
talking about
demanding.
demanding, right? Getting a
How do you
lawsuit,
demand reparations?
getting a lawsuit and sue for reparations, just like the Indians did. Just
You
like
know
the
they did that.
Indians did.
You know that was done before. That was
Yeah,
done
it was done
before.
before. Yeah,
Did
that's
we
what I'm
get it?
saying.
So you
Huh?
just do it. You saying just do it again?
Yeah.
Do it again.
Because and then you have to follow the same because the Indians they got their reparations because of their land was used for profit, right? We should get reparations because our labor was used for profit. We didn't get paid for that labor.
Correct.
Even when they
Agreed.
freed us, we didn't
Agreed.
get paid for that labor. They gave it.
But
They said, "Okay, well, you free now." But he don't have no education. He wasn't allowed to read. He,
so
you know,
when you
he
say
didn't
take
have
matters in
a
your own,
pot to piss out of, right?
correct.
So
So
now what?
so when you say take matters in your own hand and using reparations as an example, you're talking about suing the government.
Yeah,
That's what you consider by
yeah,
taking matters in
yeah.
your own hand.
Yep,
And
yep.
even though
That's
that was
one.
done already, even though that
That's
was done
just
before.
even though it's done wrong, whatever. That's one solution. I mean, that's part of the solution. That's not
I
the
mean,
only thing.
but if it was done already
Black
by some
people
of those
already
great
paid.
minds,
They already paid. They
no,
should.
but like
They already paid with their labor, their free labor. We shouldn't have to pay taxes. We
okay,
shouldn't have to
but
pay
Nike,
taxes.
but if it was done already and we didn't get the reparations, you saying do it again, and that's you taking matters into your own hand.
That's black people taking their matters into their own hands, suing
Okay.
for reparations. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So we like that's what I'm saying. Like we have to we have to be thorough and follow like this person said. We have to be thorough and follow through on stuff.
Agreed.
We get we shouldn't be paying taxes. We should have our own sovereign nation. We're still a U.S. So just like those Indian reservations and those casinos, they're still part of the U.S., but they're under the sovereignty of whatever tribe that they're from. We
But
should
Knight,
have the
listen.
same thing.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. But the topic that we're talking about is begging, and that was the key word, begging. And then it branched off to
See, I told
marching.
you I'm not cool with the word
Okay,
begging,
okay,
and
forget the
I
word
told
begging.
you that earlier.
Okay,
So you trying to put
forget
that?
the word begging.
Yeah.
Is marching and those kind of things? Is it beneath us now? And what you suggest was to basically attack the judicial system, whereas marching and protest.
That's just
Listen,
a part
listen
of
to
it.
this. Marching and protesting. You're confronting this. You're confronting the political system because that's the way that you get the attention of society as a whole. So what you're
We
suggesting
need to
doing
change the
though,
political
filing a
system
lawsuit.
too.
But what I'm saying is what you're suggesting filing a lawsuit is basically the same thing. You're going at it from a judicial way, and other folk marching and protesting are going at it from a political standpoint. It's the same thing though, Knight. It's the
Not
same.
the
You're
same
just
thing. It's not
attacking
the
another
same.
branch
It's
of
not the
government.
same thing. It's not the same
You
thing.
saying file a lawsuit.
Right.
That's not
That's
taking.
not out in the street. You don't have to go out in the street to file a lawsuit.
So you just saying your whole thing is just stop marching. That's
I'm
the
not
part.
saying stop marching. I'm saying
You said it does.
What
It's
I'm
not
saying
effective.
is we need to use the system the way they use the system.
Oh, I'm with that. I'm with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that. I'm with that.
We
I'm with
can't
that.
be we have to go. Like, here's another thing. All right, I said the reparations, not paying taxes, having our own sovereignty. Here's another one. They won't even pass the anti-lynching bill. You get what I'm like? Come on, man. Like, it's time. Like, it's time for us to stop playing, because like playtime is over, man. Like, either we gonna be free or we ain't, right? So like with do you know that here's a stat I want to throw out there real quick. Black people spend about $16 billion a year in this country, right? $16 billion. Do you know that that's enough money that if we were our own country, we would be like 16th in the world as in countries, like listed in the countries.
The economy, right? I can see that.
Yeah, countries, their economies. So why don't we put that money to get, like, instead of, I'm not saying giving the money
but
to
Terry,
nobody.
but Terry, I think this is, but Knight, this is where I think the breakdown is. Everything that you're saying though, the marching and the protesting, that's the attempt to bring folk together in order to do those things. That's the way that you bring everyone together. Everyone goes to their individual.
Why not do like a black convention?
Say it again.
Why not do like a black convention twice a year? Have everybody come and pay for a ticket, and that can fund, have everybody come pay for a ticket at the National Black Convention. Then
you know what's funny?
You could use that money.
Wait
a minute.
I'm a member, Knight. I'm a member of not an active member, and my thing probably expired, of the National Action Network. I went to their convention that they do annually. That's exactly what they do. That's right. So my point is that these things are being done. So and again, these things, and then sometimes when something happens immediately, you need to show your strength. You need to come out and galvanize people. You need to get people together, moving in one direction to show and to illustrate that there is support for those causes. That is the purpose of a march. It galvanizes people. It brings people together to show that there's support. So the example that I used before, if something happened and I'm able to say, all right, I'm going to bring 2 million people in the street tomorrow, and there are 2 million people there for that one cause, that illustrates that there is support for that cause. That is the point of these marches. So again, what I'm saying is that, well, like I've always said, it's all of the above. It's filing lawsuits, it's marching, it's protesting, it's hitting the street, it's sit-ins, it's everything. It's throwing
Right.
everything at an issue.
When
But
people
we I
get
don't
to a
think.
point where they're fed up with that,
Say it again.
then it's when people get to a point where they're fed up with that, then it's
And then
time
what?
for a new strategy. It's
Which is
time for
and that's when you
because
file
when
the
you keep
lawsuit.
when you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and you get the same results,
No, but that's
that's
the difference.
insanity.
Like,
That's
listen,
insanity.
but you're not getting the same results. So in other words, now with that statement,
Well, how
that you
come
just
if we're
said,
not getting the
you
same
saying that
results,
there's
how
no
come when
change
George
being made?
Floyd was killed? Wait, if we're not getting the same results, how come when George Floyd was killed, then that should have been the end of it? Because we marched and protested the shit out of that.
Well, like, I
So
mean, come on.
wait. Let me finish.
Okay.
So how come it happened again?
If that night, come on. I mean, let's be realistic.
come
In other
on.
words, you saying that they pass a law saying if you murder somebody, you're going to go to jail. Therefore, all murders stop. No, you still have crooked people that's going to go out there killing people with guns and cops doing crooked things. You agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Murder's illegal, but people still murder. So just because they passed the George Floyd, George Floyd, and we marched, but what that did was some cities passed laws and they toughened some of their laws against police. Remember, I said the other day, some police departments have been defunded. They reallocated some funds from some police departments. So, are you saying that that's not progress? That happened as a result of people hitting the street.
That's your incremental progress. That's not what I'm talking about.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Like I'm trying to like. All right, let me ask you a question, and I had asked you this a while ago. Do you think that there's a white man out here better than you?
No.
Or
no one, black or white. I don't put anyone above me. No.
Right. So why should people have? Why shouldn't you be equal to those people?
I agree with you. Who disagrees with that?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. I should be equal.
We all trying to get to the same.
But what does that have to do with?
Trying to get to the same end result, which is equality. But the thing is, I'm tired of doing it the old way. I'm ready to go for the new. I'm ready to do it the new way.
Which is file a lawsuit.
Different. Huh?
Which is file a lawsuit.
File a lawsuit.
That's not new, right? That's not new. I just told you that's been done already. You didn't bring up anything new. You didn't say anything that hasn't been done.
New. Do we have reparations?
No.
Huh?
You said
win the lawsuit. Did we win the lawsuit?
No. It's been sitting.
So then we just since we didn't win it, we just give up then.
No. You continue to push forward. You continue to put pressure on the government. But listen.
Is there a lawsuit now?
So it's still sitting. It hasn't been resolved yet. But listen, you said do something different. So what do you recommend? You said file another lawsuit. So now you have two.
I just laid it out. I just said
file another lawsuit.
Yeah, no, I said file a lawsuit, and inside that lawsuit have reparations, tax exemption.
But but you're not saying doing anything
sovereignty.
New. You're doing the same thing though, Nike. That's what I'm saying. All these things that you're suggesting have been done already. You're not saying doing anything new.
If they have been done already, then we would have reparations.
No. You know society doesn't work like that. So because you request something, you get it. Is that what you're saying?
No, but if you
said if the lawsuit
request something.
Yeah, you said if you just said if we put it out there and requested it, but we didn't get it. That's not the way society works. Life doesn't work that way. So just because you request something doesn't mean that you're going to get it. You continue to fight and you continue to push and you continue to advocate for it. Some things take longer than others. Say it again.
That's what I'm doing.
But then
I'm advocating for it. I'm doing exactly what you said.
Nike, that's what a protest and that's what a march is. It's people coming together to advocate for something. It's the same thing, Nike.
I know, but we've been doing that and we haven't. All right.
And you saying that we should continue. And you saying that we should continue. You saying we should continue.
I'm saying we need to change our strategy. That's what I'm saying. We need to change our strategy. That's what I'm saying.
And file another lawsuit. They have two.
Shit, why not?
I mean, I'm not saying it'll hurt.
Sitting there? How long has it been sitting there?
I thought, Nike.
Wait. Answer the question.
How long? I don't know. I just know that it's been filed. One has been filed.
When?
But the same way like the lynching act.
When?
that passed the House.
How
But
long has it been sitting?
I don't know. I don't know
Who's
dates.
working?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
like you can't just say it's already one out there and then don't have
No,
no
but I
information
know that it
about it.
happened. I know that it happened. I
When?
mean, we can
I'm
Google it.
asking when.
No, Google it. I have no
No.
idea.
Give me
All right,
any
let me look it
information
up.
on it. You can't just throw out a fact like that and then just be like, and don't have no kind of information on it.
Which one are we talking about? The reparations lawsuit?
Yeah, the reparations lawsuit.
Okay, while I do this, I'm listening.
Yeah, so only thing I'm saying, man, I'm not saying that people look, it's your prerogative. If you want to march and protest, that's your prerogative. I ain't, whatever. You a grown, like people are grown men and women. If that's what they choose to do, then that's what they choose to do. Me
2017.
me personally, I'm tired of marching. I'm tired of protesting. White people ain't got shit on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about being equal. So if I can't be equal, then I can't be nothing. So if I'm gonna be American, I'm gonna be the best American I can be. But if I'm referred to as a Black American, then I'm gonna need to have my own Black America.
Your own Black. All right, Nike. That lawsuit.
Not my own Black. Come on, man.
I understand what you're saying.
Like, come on, man. Come on.
All right, I understand. That looks like. Wait a minute. That lawsuit was filed in 2016, 2017. Looks like lawsuit. Yeah. So that's when it. So it's been sitting since then.
Right.
But it was filed.
Okay. So we good with that.
Another one.
So we good with that. We good.
No. I didn't say that, Nike. I said you continue to push forward. All right. Let's see what we got to come in some of the responses. Hold up. New York ended. There you go. That's the other thing. Qualified immunity. That's the other thing that I was trying to think of. Some institutions, as a result of marching and everything else, some now they couldn't do it at the federal level, but some of the jurisdictions got rid of qualified immunity, which meant that police officers couldn't be sued personally when they did that. That's what I was trying to think of. Shai said agreed. I don't know what he agreed to. Let me see some. All the lawsuits have been filed. All right, let me see. What's wrong with building our own table? Okay, I guess. Well,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not for keep asking for a seat at their table. Let me tell you another thing, Stace. The reason why we are not able to get anything done as far as their table goes, or as far as their far as equality, equity, and all that, we don't have enough negotiating power. If we were to come together, let me finish.
Okay, my fault.
If we were to come together and put our money together and tell and then demand, like if we put our money together, like we're not spending another fucking dime until we do X, Y, Z. You think they're not going to do it then? Because they depend on the black dollar. That was the whole thing with the black dollar blackout. If we stop spending money for a day, they fucked.
So how do you get people together?
How do you get people together? Like I'm doing right now. Like I'm doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Exactly what I'm. Welcome to my digital neighborhood. Everybody is welcome. You get what you feel me?
True, right. But Nike. But at some point, you have to get everybody together to talk to them all at once.
Right.
You know, at some point you got to get people together
than what we're doing right now to get everybody together.
Say it again.
What's a better format than what we're doing right now to get everybody together and to get our message out?
True. In this day and age, it's digital. I agree.
Right.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's time for a new strategy, and I don't see why there's such a I don't see why that is so fought against, or like, you know what I mean?
No. Nobody fights against it. I think what I disagreed with, as I have been from the beginning, I understand that in this society, change doesn't happen overnight, and we're not going to get the whole cake at once.
It hasn't been overnight, Stace. It hasn't been overnight.
Well,
it's been hundreds of years.
I'm exaggerating, but change happens over time. Put it that way.
Change. It's been time.
But again, as I said though, As long as we're moving forward and not moving backwards, I take that. I don't expect to get it all with one swoop. That's not reality.
All
That's not
right.
Reality.
That's a good segue. What you just said. You said that. What did you
One
say?
swoop. I don't expect to get it all in one swoop.
You don't expect to get it off in one. No, before you said that.
That's not reality. To get it
That's
all at
not
once.
reality. Right, right. So that's a good segue into our next topic though. Like, so is slavery 2.0 even possible? What you think on that?
No, it's not
You don't
possible.
think it's possible?
No, no. But first of all, I think, as we just talked about, in this day and age, these young boys, come on. I mean, it's not possible. It's not possible physically, nor is it possible legally, because I think, fortunately now, Nike, we are a part of so many different institutions that and to your point, we know how to fight their game. We know how to file lawsuits also. We know how to interpret the Constitution. So black folk not going to stand by and let someone pass laws that are blatantly attempting to reverse slavery. It's not going to happen. And then physically, as we talked about the way people are now, how many black folk that you know are going to stand by and let somebody attempt to put them in bondage en masse?
Somebody just brought up and I was just about to hit you with this. So we on the same wavelength. So let me put it up there. Mass incarceration is slavery 2.0. They already enslaving us, but we so slow to understand what's going on, so that we don't even realize.
So, Nike, when we were slaves before 1865, when we were slaves, was it every black person or was it just some?
It don't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter
you didn't answer my question.
People, if it's all.
Nobody
should be a slave. Nobody should be enslaved.
I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about, okay, so when you say slavery 2.0, you're not talking about all black people then, because that's what I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about somebody reinstating slavery, like slavery. That's not what you're referring to.
Maybe I misunderstood the question. Free labor is free labor. Okay. Free labor is free labor.
Okay, so
do you know that they used to have laws that you couldn't be a vagrant? You could get caught being a vagrant, just not having, you know what I'm saying? And then they would put you in put you back in
when they need to get people to do this in the prisons. Right. I got it. Okay, but I misunderstood the question.
You think it's not possible for them to bring that back?
No.
They already have brought that back.
Listen.
The prison industrial complex states
is a form of
slavery 2.0. Correct.
Are you a slave? Are you involved with that? Are you a slave? Or are you free?
I'm not. That slavery 2.0 will never come knocking on my door.
Okay, but then so again, you're right. Mass incarceration.
But that's me. That's just me. I'm only one person out of. It's millions of people locked up states that
the majority of black folks locked up.
There's millions of people that are locked up right now that are forced to do work. For free.
Okay.
For slave labor. I mean, for slave wages.
Nike, I agree with you. But let me ask you the question then. Because I misunderstood the question. So when you ask the question, or when the question is slavery 2.0, is that possible? You're not talking about all black folk then. You're not talking about like we were back in the day, every black person. That's not the question, right?
Does it matter if it's every black person?
You got to ask I don't understand the question. I'm trying to get on the same page with you. Okay, my question is,
it could happen.
No.
It could happen to all black people.
Now you answer the question. My question is,
what's your question?
My question is, when the question is posed, is slavery 2.0, can that be reinstated? Are you talking about where every black person in this country is a slave, and period? Is that what you're asking? Is that a possible? Is that what you're asking?
I wouldn't say every black person.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible.
So you think it's possible?
Listen, let me tell you how it's possible. Let me just tell you how it's possible. All right. So, do you know that Donald Trump is and his people are trying to put somebody, either put him in office or put somebody in his
Yeah.
a puppet of his
Yeah.
in
Yep.
office, right?
Absolutely.
So if they get those people in office, right? Let's say Trump wins, and then the Republicans or the GOP has the Republicans or the GOP, if they win, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then they control the House, the Senate, everything, they can make it whatever laws they want to make, and
So
can't
you
nobody
think
do shit about it.
so, Knight? You're telling me that you think that if Trump gets in office and take over the House, the Senate, and the House and the Senate and the presidency, that they can pass laws to rescind the 13th Amendment and make us slaves again, like all of us slaves again. You saying you think that's possible?
They could do that. They
You
have the
think so?
power to. You don't realize that they have the power to do that.
So
They
see,
do.
I give
They
us, I
most
give black
definitely,
folk
without
night.
a doubt, have the power to do that.
See, I guess I give. So which, but you wouldn't become a slave again because you would fight, right? Would you
I
become a
wouldn't
slave
become a
again if they
slave
passed
again.
that?
I die before I become a slave.
What-
I
so-
die
but-
before
so-
they let
So
somebody
you
in my
think
family
most of the
become
other
a
black
slave.
folk are weak enough and going to sit by and allow that to happen? But you're the special one that won't be subject to that.
No, you know why I'm special? My firearms make me special.
But you said,
Everybody
I mean,
ain't got
because,
the same
so you'll fight
firearms I
back.
got.
So you will
Huh?
fight back. You're not going to sit by and let it
But
happen, right?
everybody don't have the equipment to fight back. Everybody, like I've been telling people to arm themselves for the last year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not equipped to arm themselves. Do you have a gun? You own a gun, Stace?
No.
So when they come knocking on your door, guess who's going to be a slave?
No, Nike.
Well,
no,
what you going to do?
no.
What you going to do?
Whatever I have to. Nike, listen.
Which is what?
Whatever I have to. If I'm swinging with a knife, no, I wouldn't.
Swinging with a knife. They coming in. It'll
You
be the
understand what I'm
National
saying?
Guard
Nike,
or somebody
huh?
like that. It'll be somebody like
Well,
that.
then I
that's
would
coming
die.
in.
You're right. Nike,
Yeah,
I would die.
That's what I'm saying.
I would die.
And everybody not willing to die for that.
But Nike, and I see, and I think I give black folk more credit. I don't think that black folk would stand by and allow that to happen. I don't think. I think higher of us than to sit back and allow something like that to happen. I don't think we would.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would be I don't think people would like it. I don't think people would try to fight
They
back.
would allow it to happen.
We don't have our own military.
But you
we
said
don't
they would
have
allow
our
it to
own
happen.
military. Wait.
We don't have to. Right. But you would still fight, right?
To.
We don't have to. We don't have our own military. You said you would fight, right? There's no military, right? But you would fight, right? Right?
Huh? What's no military?
We don't have our own military, but you said that you would fight or die, right?
Right.
We don't have a military. I said I would fight or die. Most people that you know, but I guess what you're saying though is that most other people wouldn't fight, would lay down, and then become slaves again.
See,
but that's what you're saying, Knight.
This is what you always do. You always take my words and try to twist them around and make it seem like I said something that I didn't say. I never said that. What I said was a lot of people is not going to be in the position to protect themselves because we are not armed.
But they will fight and die.
Those folks are armed to the teeth.
But they wouldn't become slaves though. They wouldn't become slaves. They're gonna die. If I don't have a gun and a person is standing in a gun and they're attempting to put me and my family in chains, oh yeah, we're gonna all die. We're not gonna become slaves. That's my point. I think
you would let your family die.
Say it again.
You would let your family die
rather than become slaves. Listen, I mean, fortunately, they all adults except for one. But I tell you one thing. I would die trying to get us, remove us from that situation. Put it that way.
How would you do that? How would you do that?
However, I had to. I guess I would get shot because I don't have a gun. I answered that. I don't have a gun, so I guess I would get shot trying to kill somebody. I don't have a gun, so I would get shot trying to kill somebody. However, I can do it. However, whether it's getting in my truck and running them over.
Then what's going to happen to your family?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, they all adults. You know what? Knowing them, they're gonna die too, because they're not gonna allow themselves to be slaves. Like I said, I think that black folk are a little more aggressive and will not sit back and let that to happen. They're not
I
going
ain't
to
saying they're
allow
gonna
that to
let it
happen.
happen. Nobody said that they're gonna let it happen.
Yes, but
But
Nike, you're saying that without a gun, you're going to become a slave. And what I'm saying is, with or without a gun,
what?
black folk, you,
I said
Nike,
without a gun, you're gonna become a slave.
you
That's not
said
what I
that.
said. I didn't say that.
Nike,
You
you
stay
said
putting
because you
words
don't
in my
have a way
mouth.
to
I didn't
protect
say
yourself.
that.
So,
I
so,
said you
so what
wouldn't
do
have
you
a way
think,
to
Nike?
protect yourself. That's what I
Then what
said.
happened? So what's going to happen then? If I don't have a gun, so what's going to happen with me?
You're gonna get killed if you try to fight, or you're gonna be a slave. So you're
Okay,
gonna be dead or a
I
slave.
said, listen, I said, and I think most people would say this, as you said, if like you, if they're able to take your gun away, you're gonna die because you're gonna die fighting, right?
If
If
they're
they're
able to
able to
take my
take your
gun
guns
away,
away, if they're able to get in your house and get your guns, let's just say you're gonna
how would they? Now we're going down like
come on,
a
Nike, you gotta
hypothetical.
roll with me.
I mean, come on, man.
If folk that don't have guns are not going to sit back and allow themselves to be put in chains and made slaves again, it's
How
not
they
going to
gonna
happen.
protect themselves, though, Stace? That's what I'm saying. How would
With
they
it,
protect themselves?
however, the way that
Like there's
however
laws
you
out here.
can.
There's laws out here right now that's locking up our people in droves.
Mm.
So how can we? You can't. Only thing
Well,
they have to do, and you know why they're being locked up in droves, because of the laws that was created.
mm, mhm. Well, first of all, I gave us more credit because I said there are enough of us. We have enough representation in the institutions to fight the way that you're supposed to fight, meaning in the political realm. Also, in we have enough. We have black lawyers and people that know how to fight the right way that will not allow that to happen. First of all, so I don't think it would ever come to that. I just don't.
I
So
hope you're right.
to
I
answer the
hope you're right.
question,
I hope I'm
I
wrong
don't
as fuck. I hope
say
I'm
it again.
wrong. I hope that we never have to come to a conflict like that. But guess what, man? Like if we do, some people gonna be in trouble because they sleeping.
Well,
You won't
again,
catch me
I,
sleep.
I think Nike, there are enough of us spread all around and at different levels in the government and out of the government that that'll never happen. So my answer to that question, do I think that slavery 2.0 is possible? My answer is no.
I
And
bet
I
there was
guess you
people
say
in
yeah.
Germany thinking that too.
Say it again.
I said, I bet there were people in Germany who thought that.
Possibly, Nike. Possibly. Possibly. I mean, I wasn't there. I'm
I
talking
wasn't
about,
there either. But guess what?
huh?
I ain't going there either. I
Right?
wasn't
Yeah.
there and I ain't trying to be there.
Right. Right. I die first. Put it that way. All right. So how we looking, man? Did we hit them all?
Let's see. What will be acceptable reparations?
All right. It's quarter after. So you want to put? We can maybe
Now we
push
could
that to
table
next
that for
week. Then.
next week. Yeah, we
Okay.
table
All
it for
right. Good
next week.
enough. Good enough. All right. So
All
in
right,
closing,
everybody. Let me. You got any last words, Stace?
yeah. I just want to say, we hope you enjoyed yourself, y'all. We appreciate your input. Next time, hopefully somebody will click on the link and join us. We hope you saw yourself in one of these points of view. And like I said last time, maybe if nothing else, we hope that it sparks thought. Because that's what this is all about. It's about coming together, having a discussion, and some entertainment. Also do what you can. Um,
Right.
Terry and I were talking about it before we came on. In this fight or struggle that we're in, everyone can do something. You might not be able to move 50 people at a time, but if you can help one person, then do it. Everyone can do something. Everyone can do something. And thanks for checking us out.
All
All right,
right.
Nike.
All right. Let me say my last words. First, let me just start by saying. Uh, I didn't want to offend anybody by saying that they were begging for equality. That's the way I had mentioned it, when I first said it. But I realized that people could take offense to that. My point is that I think there should be a new strategy for 2021 other than or in addition to marching and protesting. So that's my stand on that, and that's what I believe, because I've marched, I've protested, you know what I mean? But it gets to a point where that gets old. it really gets old because I'm the type of person, I'm a doer, and not just the person that's gonna be like, well, yeah, we're gonna talk it to death, and then that's it. I'm trying to put ideas together to help do what we need to do in order to get our people where we need to be. And when I give an idea, that's what it is. It's an idea, or a way to another way to look at an idea. It's like thinking outside the box.
Right.
So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope we sparked some conversation that you could have with other people. And
Somebody said we didn't post the link to join.
I did. I posted it at the beginning of the show. I said if there's any comment, it's posted at the beginning of the show. But anyway,
right.
I just want to say thank y'all for coming to our digital neighborhood. We love y'all. It's all about love. You know what I'm saying? Even though me and Stace go back and forth, it's all in love. We're trying to get to the same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? We all trying to get to the same location.
Right.
All right. So just remember, y'all, love is the new black. I'm TL, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right. Be safe. Have a good week.